Welcome to the biggest update of the year for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This is the version 1.19.80 and it does feature armor trims. It is available for Minecraft players on iOS, Android, Windows, Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation. Before you guys ask me the question, no, this version does not contain banner shields. That is a 1.20 update feature. When I say to you guys that this is the biggest update of the year, it has taken me hours to prepare today's video. But I am going to break it all down for you. All I ask for you to do is to leave a like on today's video. I do really appreciate it. It also helps other people find the information on what has changed. Starting with experimental features, it does say even more experimental features are available in this update that are coming in the Trails and Tales update. As these features are still incomplete in development and considered a work in progress, be sure to back up your worlds before enabling experimental features. The features can be enabled by turning on the next major update toggle in world settings. Now, I can't iterate that enough, guys. If you do want to test these new features that I'm going to show you in today's video, you do need to turn on experimental features. Before you even consider doing that in your favorite worlds, back up that world. Trust me. As someone who has created a world in beta and preview and in experimental features, it doesn't always end very well, so back up your worlds. Your future self will thank you. If you would like to enjoy the features I'm showing you today in any new world or your previous worlds, click on Experiments. At the top, you are going to see a feature which is the short sneaking, which I am going to break down. In order to access this, you have to turn on the toggle. In order to get armor trims and all the other cool changes, you need to turn this one on right here. And you might as well turn on the sniffer as well. If you don't, then you won't have access to these features. Starting today's video with player sneaking, it says the ability to sneak under 1.5 block gaps is now behind the short sneak toggle. Enable the toggle to continue to test out the feature while we continue to polish it. Probably one of the most requested features Bedrock players have wanted from Java. You can now crouch underneath here. Not only that, you can also place blocks as well. And you can place them above you. And they did fix that in one of the betas and previews, thankfully. But yeah, it's finally here. It is a little bit buggy. And what I mean by that is if we do just change perspective and fit ourselves inside of here, yeah, it's complete darkness, and it doesn't necessarily work in the third-person perspectives. It does work perfectly fine in first person, so consider that. Yeah, so we try and go from, like, this perspective as well. You'll see here. Instant darkness, bro. I feel like I'm in the upside down. Also added today was a new biome, the Cherry Grove. Introducing the Cherry Grove biome with pretty cherry blossom trees. You can find it in the mountains like meadows. It has a new flower, pink petals, as ground cover, which can be crafted into pink dye. And that is this right here. So you can place it in 1 or 2 or 3, or in fact 4. When you put it inside of here, it is going to give you 1 pink dye. Now, the cool thing about this is if we do get ourselves some bone meal here, and we bone meal these, it's literally infinite pink dye. So if you like to use pink dye, this is going to be a biome you're going to want to find. It does say pigs, rabbits, sheep, and bees spawn there. Also comes with a new wood set for the cherry blossom trees. We are going to go to the biome in a second, but the wood is probably one of my favorite ones introduced. And just like all the other woods, it comes with all of these that are available, including the new hanging signs, new type of doors. But yes, Minecraft officially has a pink wood added to the game. I'm pretty sure you know what it looks like. We actually found a pretty good example here. This biome is located on the tippity top of the meadows. Again, covered in these flowers. Bees will spawn here, rabbits, sheep, pigs, etc. This update also comes with a lot of archaeology changes. For example, they added the Trail Ruins, which is a buried structure from a lost culture. Also added Suspicious Gravel Block, which has the same characteristics as Suspicious Sand. So we have Sussy Sand, but also Sussy Gravel. It does say added Suspicious Sand to Warm Ocean Ruins, along with adding Suspicious Gravel to cold ocean ruins. Now, for future reference, if you want to find sniffer eggs, you have to go to the warm ocean ruins. It is the biome that is covered in sand and there's coral there. This one looks dark and gloomy. They added 16 new pottery shards. Now 20 pottery shards in total. These have been distributed between the 5 archaeology sites, which is the Desert Wells, Desert Temple, Cold Ocean Ruins, Warm Ocean Ruins, and Trail Ruins. So 16 different ones. Now, this was a surprise. I think we had 4 at the start. We now have 20 different ones available. So you're going to be exploring for a very long time. Here is a few examples of ones that I like. So this one is the Friend, which is an iron golem. But we have the Broken Heart, and we have the Fire as well. Here is the Minecraft Trail Ruins. Now, upon full release, there will be a couple of different designs available, which they did update in the most recent beta and preview, and I did manage to restore this. Also, these are all the items that you can find inside of here. Shards, food, hose, candles, dyes, panes, signs, food-related items, and even armor trims as well. Probably the most exciting feature added today, smithing, templates, and armor trims. It does say smithing tables have been redesigned into a workstation. So it's been updated, and this is what it looks like. Now, don't worry, I will explain a little bit further on how it works and what it's all about. So we do have an armor stand here, and when your output is complete, it will actually be wearing what your armor could look like. And if you don't like it, you can actually make some changes. So there is a total of 16 different templates that can be found across your world. And I've outlined where they can be found. Again, in terms of names, this is the Sentry one, which is found in a Pillager Outpost. This one right here is the Vex armor, found in a Woodland Mansion. This is the Wild one, found in a Jungle Temple. This is the Coast one. I'm trying to remember them, you see. Found inside of a Shipwreck. Dunes, which is going to be a Desert Pyramid. Trail Ruins. So there's 4 specific ones that can be found in a Trail Ruins. So we just grab all 4 of these. We have the Wayfinder, Shaper, Razor, and Host armor trim. Only found inside of armor trims. So now you kind of do have an incentive to go and dig them out to find those things. Which one's this one? This one is the Ward, which is found in an ancient city. We can also find this one inside of an ancient city. And this is the Silence armor trim, the rarest one that you can find. It literally has a 1% chance of spawning. Another difficult one to obtain is going to be this one. This one right here is the Tide armor trim. As you guys know, ocean monuments don't have chests. So in order to get this, it is a 20% drop rate when killing Elder Guardians. Now, there's 3 inside of there, so you do have a chance to, of course, kill them and at least get 1. All you need is 1. You only need 1 of these, and then you can duplicate it as much as you want. Not the illegal duplication, the actual duplication that Minecraft added. This one is is it Snout one? Snout, found in a Bastion Remnants. Rib, it's my favorite one. This is the one I'm wearing right now. The Rib one is found inside of a Nether Fortress. Then we have Stronghold and End City, which are going to be the Eye Armor and the Spire Armor trim. I'm a little bit annoyed, though, and I'll tell you why. Because every single one of these says smithing templates, and it doesn't say the name of each one. Like, I know they're all smithing templates. You actually have to hover over them in order to know which template it is, and it's just a little bit of an inconvenience. So, how do armor trims work? Well, let me explain. It does say the viable ingredients you can use to define the color of your armor trims are the following. So you're not using dyes. You're actually using things like ingots and diamonds and netherite, etc. So yes, you can actually have redstone armor. So these are all the ingredients, being iron, copper, gold, lapis, emerald, diamond, netherite, redstone, amethyst shard, and quartz. Think of these as your dyes, but for armor instead of like wool or beds or banners. And you can use them on leather armor, chain, iron, gold, diamond, and netherite, and you can mix and match. There's literally infinite possibilities. It's something ridiculous, and this is what they all look like in the same order as them as well. So I've used diamond armor as an example because I think this would be the most common one, but here are all the armor trims and their designs. honestly, I'm starting to love the redstone design even more. And this one right here, this is the silence armor trim, which is the rarest one in the game. You just need one of these and you are good to go because you actually have to duplicate them. This is what they all look like, but you can see here we are missing one. And that is because I just want to show you how this works. So if you find one of these, right, don't use it straight away. And I will explain why in just a second. So let's grab these. We're just going to put these inside of here, put all of this inside of here. And as you can see here, we're going to be making the spire, which is the last one that you can get. It does look pretty cool and I do like it, but you probably noticed all my trims are gone. Uh-oh. I'm now going to have to go back and get them again. So remember that if you do that, you will actually lose them. Now you can duplicate them, but you're going to need a lot of diamonds. And this is why I said to you guys, before this update does drop, go and get a lot of diamonds and a lot of netherite because it will be harder to obtain. So in order to duplicate it, you need 7, you need any kind of template, and you need a block. Now the blocks will differ. They're not all done with the block that I'm going to be using, which is purple. Some are done with cobble, some are done with mossy cobble, some are done with netherrack. Some are done with end stone. So there's so many different combinations. The wiki will be your best friend. Now, if we put this inside of here, it's going around the outside like this, like a U. And then grab the block. We're going to be using purple, for example, here. And we need our templates. Now, you'll see here, we'll duplicate our 1 template into 2. So we now have 2 of these, and you can keep duplicating it as much as you want because, of course, you and your friends are going to want to share, especially if you're playing multiplayer. So although you do get these and you find them and you want to use them, you can't use them straight away. You're going to have to go and find a lot of diamonds. And I really like that. And netherite is going to be a lot harder. So let me explain. Crafting netherite has changed forever. Focusing on netherite equipment. Netherite equipment crafting now also requires a netherite upgrade smithing template. Netherite upgrade smithing templates can be found randomly in all Bastion Remnant chests. And there is a guarantee of 2 in every treasure room Bastion Remnant. That is the room that's in the middle that is usually covered in gold blocks. It does say, this change was made for a variety of reasons. Increases the time players utilize diamond equipment before netherite. So it's stopping diamond from being a stepping stone too early on in a Minecraft world, but also makes netherite a little bit rarer. Make netherite equipment a more significant achievement in the game's progression. Adapts netherite more naturally into the new smithing table crafting system, which is basically what I just explained. I know a lot of people don't like this, but Minecraft has become a little bit too easy over the years, and this just makes the longevity of the game so much more enjoyable, in my opinion. Anyway, so what I want to show you guys here is that previously when it came to crafting netherite, you've got your diamonds and you can see it. There's a bug, by the way. As you can see, I don't have any armor trims on here, but it's showing that I do. That's a visual bug that's fixed next update. If we put this inside of here, as you guys know, previously it would be netherite. Well, that's not the case anymore because you are going to need this smithing template, this thing right here. So if we open this up and we put these inside of here, as you can see, we've now upgraded to netherite. Now, you can actually duplicate this as well. Very similar method to what I showed you before. But for this one, you're going to need 7 diamonds, 1 netherrack, and the netherite upgrade template. So we're going to... Oh, that's the wrong thing. We're going to put this in there. That goes there. And this goes around here. And you can duplicate these also. So technically, all you're going to need to do is to get one of these. Once you have one of these, you can duplicate this as many times as you want and pass them out to your friends. So, yeah, I kind of like that change, and you're going to have to get used to it anyway. Moving on to the Calibrated Sculk sensor. This is what it looks like. Now, fun fact, they actually planned to introduce this in the Caves and Cliffs update, but of course, as you guys know, that update was completely split and a disaster. So they finally decided to introduce it into this version. And it does say, a new variant of Sculk sensors, which allows you to filter vibrations based on their frequency level. They are not found naturally and can only be crafted. They can be crafted with 1 Sculk sensor and 3 amethyst shards in the crafting table. One side of the calibrated Sculk sensor can receive a redstone signal as an input. The strength of that redstone signal is the only vibration frequency the Sculk sensor will listen to. I'm still learning these, by the way, but they're a really cool introduction to the game. And if you do want to craft it, unfortunately, you are still going to have to go to a deep dark and an ancient city to get the Sculk sensor. But this is your crafting recipe, and I think they look really, really cool. They're like alien-like when it comes to a Minecraft world. Now, if we place this behind this, as you can see, the sounds are very different. Now, what this is going to do is pass the frequencies along all the way over there. Better wireless redstone, which I will explain. The Minecraft developers added something called vibration resonance. This is what it says. Blocks of amethyst have a new behavior when placed adjacent to Sculk sensors. If that Sculk sensor receives a vibration, the block of amethyst will re-emit its frequency as a separate vibration at its location. This behavior is called vibration resonance and will allow players to move vibration frequencies across long distances without having to recreate vibration naturally. So it's wireless redstone is the best way to explain this, and you can kind of take it to a brand new location. I know a little bit about this. If we put this here, put this one, I guess I'm going to put that there. Maybe another one there, another one there, another one there, another one there. It can kind of pass the whole vibrations across. So you can see here that's going all the way across. Like I said, I am still learning this, and I don't know a super lot about this, but there's some very powerful and very smart redstone people out there that will teach you a lot of things about this. One of my favorite features in today's update is sign improvements. It says sign text can now be edited after being placed in the world. Both sides of the sign can now have separate text and colors, allowing for further customization options. Signs can now also be waxed with honeycomb, preventing any further edits to text. So I can now write on this side and be like, hello, guess what? And then be like, read the other side. And then be like, okay, like, you are, oop, that's caps, awesome. Like, it's such a cool feature. And I love this, like, a lot. Now, let's say I did do a spelling mistake. Maybe I did do a capital letters and I was like, did this by mistake. Well, I can tap on it and re-edit it. And I can re-edit this as much as I want. Maybe I'm like, ... with a winky face. You know what I mean? And you could just go in the back and you could do the same on here. Get rid of too many exclamation marks, echo. Maybe I need more, actually. And then you can just do different colors on different sides. So, for example, right? Let's say I wanted this one to be orange. Maybe I like the blue better on this side, and I want this one to be orange. I can do it, and you can change it as much as you want. However, if you would like to lock the colors in, you got to use honeycomb. As soon as I do this, both sides of the sign are locked. So this is going to prevent your friends trolling you, and I really love this feature. Great introduction. Moving on to Java Parity, known as Vanilla Parity. Renamed and enchanted weapons are now displayed in respawn and chat windows with color when a player is killed by an entity using it. Weighted pressure plates now produce the same sound as in Java, which is this one, but also this one as well. It does say removed the character limit for scoreboard objective names and objective display names. Melons and pumpkins can now grow onto mud, podzol, rooted dirt, and muddy mangrove. I'm gonna speed time up and show you this. There you go. They are growing. I was out of the chunks, so these crops actually didn't start growing while I was setting up today's video. But yeah, finally added. So these can now grow on the mud. They can grow on the podzol. That's growing that side. They can grow on the muddy roots as well. So pretty good change. Nylium blocks are now grouped with netherrack in the creative inventory. Armor stands now vanish with no sound effects when killed with the /kill command. Slightly decreased panda collision box to match Java. Slightly increased polar bear collision box to match Java. Shipwreck supply chests are no longer missing moss blocks as loot, so you can now find these again. Mobs will once again take damage when standing on an incomplete block next to a campfire. Fixes and changes, stability and performance. Everybody's favorite, fix several crashes that occurred during gameplay. So you know when you're playing Minecraft and the game just crashes and you're like, wait, what? Why? Yes, they fixed those. Fixed a bug where invalid banner patterns were causing players in render distance to crash. fixed a bug where command blocks could cause actors within a level chunk to freeze, fixed a crash that could occur when opening the My Packs tab with a broken pack. We have a bug report. So anyone who's been having problems with packs where your game literally crashes and looks like this, they fixed that today. So if you did have an outdated or broken pack and it would just cause your game to crash, that was fixed. Moving on to gameplay. Fixed the player moving in the wrong direction after exiting a container screen while using a gamepad. Players can no longer sneak while flying. We have a bug report. So with this one, players were able to basically glitch through blocks. So what they've done here, linked to the 1.5 crouching, is disabled this ability because you could ghost through any block. The player's camera no longer appears inside blocks when sprint and swim are held. We have a bug report. Crouching and then swimming makes the player constantly descend. So we do a video here. You've probably seen this before with the mud blocks where you would phase out inside of the mud blocks. Seemed to be happening with most other blocks as well if you did this swimming animation. Fixed animation transition between swimming and walking. The health boost effect will no longer fully replenish the player's health after the effect runs out. Fixed ambient cave sounds to no longer play when the player enters or loads into the end. Moving on to mobs. Mobs can now enter a boat only if they are smaller than the boat itself. Well, the panda can actually fit inside of it. Also, villagers will now generate green particles when a successful trade is complete. So if we just trade with our little guy down here, you'll see here, if we just trade these, he has green particles again. Mobs no longer play the player eat sound when fed breeding materials. We talked about that in beta and preview with the bees. Turtles can now enter boats and boat with chest. So they made some changes here. I know a lot of people aren't happy. They put it on par with Java, where some mobs basically can't go inside of boats, meanwhile others can. So you can actually take turtles on an adventure with you, which I kind of like that change. But at the same time, it does say hoglins, polar bears, and spiders can no longer enter boats with chests or boats in general. So you can't get spiders inside of here anymore, which kind of sucks. You can't get the polar bear. Oh, you can get a baby inside of there. Can't get a big mama inside of there, though, right? Nope. What about a hoglin? We cannot get a hoglin inside of there either. Fixed experience orb position desync after teleport. We have a bug report. I think 99.9% of Bedrock players definitely experienced this bug. You know your friendly pet XP orb where it just followed you all the time? This has been a reoccurring issue for so long for Bedrock players. They are saying today it has finally been fixed. Villagers will now wake up in a valid position and will not phase through blocks. We have a bug report. Villagers can phase through blocks, slabs, etc. I've experienced this one before and they just completely glitch out and it's just super annoying and they're not in the right position and it ruins your farms, and it's been fixed today. Changes with blocks. Mangrove, bamboo, and polished blackstone buttons are no longer visible on maps. Flowers are once again displayed immediately when placed inside of a flower pot. There was a latency and a delay with this. Now it's somewhat instantly, they are saying, so that was changed. A really good change here. Nether portals can now replace blocks other than just air when being generated. This includes blocks such as grass and snow layers. We have a bug report. It says nether portals cannot replace snow layers. Here is a picture. Have you ever wondered why your portal always generated in a cave? That is because it could not replace snow layers and you were highly likely in some kind of snow biome. That was changed today. Very good one. Light blocks can no longer have their light levels changed in survival or adventure modes. Campfire sounds are now louder and clearer. So yeah, you can hear them crackle a little bit better. Sponges no longer emit water drop particles underwater. So if we were to just do this and drain this, right, you can see it's got water particles. If we then try and fill this in prior to this update, the particles would still be showing, and that's no longer a thing. Fixed an issue where colored wool became white wool after being loaded from worlds prior to 1.17. Moving on to items. Potions no longer have an enchantment glint due to obscuring the color of the potion contents. So if we type in, if we go to this perspective and we type in potion, there is no longer a glint. They got rid of it, and some of the colors have slightly changed. It will take a little bit of time to readjust, but honestly, it makes perfect sense for potions not to have a glint. I like this change. Cooking tourist fruit in a furnace will now generate XP. Good changes in accessibility. A glint strength slider that adjusts how transparent the visual glint is on enchanted items has been added to accessibility settings, along with a glint speed slider that adjusts how fast the visual glint shimmers across enchanted items has been added to accessibility settings. I haven't changed any of the speed or how strong it is. If we go to settings and click on accessibility and scroll down, by default it's 75 and 50. You can whack these all the way up if you wanted to, have it 100 by 100, or you can have, let's say, the strength all the way up, but you can turn the speed off, so it's a solid enchantment. You can literally do whatever you want. And again, giving players more options, in my opinion, is better. You can literally have enchanted armor, but have it off if you wanted to. Focus indicator is now automatically visible on menu items while using a keyboard. Text to speech no longer reads previously selected items after moving to a new one. Text to speech no longer gets stuck on reading accessibility tab while the user switches between different tabs. Moving on to user interface, added a header and title for the inventory tab in inventory screen while using Pocket UI. Updated look of sign in and sign up screens. Increased the spacing between header in the settings screen to increase readability. Touchpad scrolling now matches the operating system's scroll direction. Feedback button on the pause menu will now prompt the user with a model before redirecting to the browser. Corrected toggle navigation in edit world menu while using gamepad or keyboard that were previously skipped. Graphical, let's read the change log. So again, quite a few changes with graphical, and some of these changes we've already got over in today's video, and I've already showed you the bug reports. But if you are interested in what changed in terms of graphical, then feel free to go and read the change log. There was some changes with capes where your cape would turn red if you took damage. That's been fixed, and some changes with hoppers. Meanwhile, Marketplace. A wish list has been added to select players for testing so that players can save things to purchase at a later time. This feature is still in testing and for now will only be available for selected players. Look for this icon in the marketplace. I don't have access to this, but some people will see this inside of the marketplace so you can save items. Moving on to realms, let's read the change log. Just to save time, I haven't put the realms on signs, but if you do use realms and you have experienced any of these issues, they should be fixed today. Touch controls. Finally, they added the new touch and hold stack splitting for precision selection of the items in a single slot. And the picture you can see on screen right now is what I'm talking about. And it was finally added after months and months. Fixed an issue where items could get stuck in the crafting table when using touch inputs. If the player is underwater, an auto jump is enabled as they approach a block that is one level higher than the current level. They will rise. This also allows auto jumping out of water onto land. That's a quality of life change. And last but not least, technical updates. Let's read the change log. There is a lot of technical update changes. They've updated the add-on packs for the latest version. We have changes to general commands, game events, data-driven components, and so much more. If you're interested in the technical side of Minecraft, the changelog is down below. If you made it this far in today's video, you are the real MVP. And I want you guys to leave a comment down below and just say, hey, Echo, my favorite armor trim is... And tell me your favorite armor trim. I really like the silence one, but honestly, I think I like the rib one a little bit more. That is 1.19.80 complete. Go and have some fun. Just remember to back up your worlds. See you in the next video. Hey, you can now book me on Cameo. Link is down below.